So Webparts360 allows you to provide connectivity to your backend database. By default, it would create an application database to store all your data for this solution. But at the same time, you can add more connection that you require. And we have a different type of connections to SQL database, to web services, to WCF, even to SQL Azure and publish open data forms as well. We won't use any of this. Yeah. At the same time, from this data you can create unique data source. Usually this is advanced SQL queries, so that it can differentiate between the complexity of managing complex data from the application designer. At the same time, you can also add custom function which leverages on the power of SQL to do different things. So for example, I want to have a elapsed day. I can simply create a function that says this is day with a start date and to the current date. So once I have this, I will be able to use this one to calculate how many days. The next thing is the list of data. So we can now add lists, or we can use existing lists that is within the system. So when you link the existing system, you can find out what are the lists. So for instance, we have these several lists: department, expenses category, project category, expense items, and projects. So when we do this, we link all these lists. These links of data will end up within our system. So that now you can go in and look at the different lists within your data. And you can see all the particular field. Yep. One of the other features you can do is also integrate all the document libraries. So in this case, we have a project documents, which is part of the system. We will just link these documents to our system. Right? Now, to manage all these this list, you can use a relationship definition. Within the relationship definition, the system allows you to figure out what's happening within the data. So for example, I have a project. Now I have a department. The system is smart enough to realize there's a lookup and says that this project belongs to department, right? And there is category as well, okay? And is of category. Yeah. So I can now go in and project, say this is my projects organization ERD. And that helps me to understand the various relationship. So for instance, if I want to now go in and understand, if I want to go and understand how my projects have expenses and expenses have items, I will realize that I can do multi-dimensional relationship. Is of category. This gives me a better way to put in how I can manage my data.